Hey everyone, it's Sarah here. Today I am up on the Citrus Twist blog sharing a Traveler's Notebook challenge. And my challenge for today is to create a background using frames. So I'm not using frames in the traditional sense of kind of bordering my photos. I'm actually using them as a pattern element to add different shapes and colors and textures for my background. So if that doesn't make sense, hang tight because we're going to put this page together in just a second and you'll see how it kind of comes together. But right now I am just cutting out a bunch of different borders. I had a couple of borders that were included in the ephemera packs from this month's Citrus Twist kits, but I didn't have enough to create a full background, so I am just making my own, and this is definitely a simple kind of way to create these frames. I'm just using my paper trimmer, my X-Acto knife and ruler, and scissors, and I'm just sort of cutting these apart to get different shapes and different sizes. So definitely don't be afraid to get creative with this. Can choose a bunch of different pattern papers, different colors, different textures, and it's just a really fun way to kind of build this background. Also, if you're someone that likes to add a lot of dimension into your notebook, you can get frames in some really interesting textures like pom-poms and fringe and wood veneer, and lots of different options that you can kind of bring into your page to kind of jazz it up and make it your own. So lots of different options here. There was a Maggie Holmes Willow Lane paper that had these square frames. They looked like frames. I don't know if that's what they were meant to be, but they were kind of perfect to add a smaller frame onto the page. So I cut a few of these out and I'm going to add them on. And I just wanted to make sure that my frames kind of fell off the page a little bit. That kind of helps to ground everything. I don't want anything surrounded by negative space all the way around. I didn't want any floating elements. So I have some of the frames falling off the page, and then they're all kind of connecting to one another. And again, I just have different shapes and different sizes, and that just helps to create that sort of imperfect look that seems kind of well balanced. So I'm not really thinking about this too hard. I'm just, I don't know, playing around, making sure that I have sort of balanced colors on each side, and that I have sort of a similar number of frames, that I have two circle frames. So I have one on the left, one on the right. I have a couple of the larger frames on the left and some on the right. So I want sort of equal sizes of the frames on each side, if that makes sense, and that just helps to kind of balance out the page. But I just kind of played around with those until it looked good to me. And I did leave a little bit of white space above my photo on the right-hand page because I knew that I wanted to add in a title. So I'm just trimming off the excess of those frames so I can get a better look at what this is, on how this is coming together. And I'm pretty sure that's where I want to place my photos. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these puffy alphabet stickers. I believe these were in the main kit from the October Citrus Twist kits. And I'm just spelling out bath time. I'm using my ruler here so I can get my spacing right. But these stickers, if you kind of place them down with a light hand, you can reposition them until you're happy with how they look, and then kind of stick them down firmly so they don't move. So it's definitely a very forgiving alpha, and you are able to kind of reposition them until you're happy with how it looks. So now I'm going to go ahead and just stick down my photos, and then I will start embellishing this page. I didn't want to add too much because I already have a lot of pattern on there and a lot of different colors, but I'm going to bring in a few smaller die cut pieces and kind of add them to where the frames intersect. And then I'm also going to add a label underneath my photo on the left-hand side so that I can add my date. And I'm just playing around with a lot of these, really just using the smaller pieces. I'm also going to bring in some puffy stickers after this and kind of use those as well. I really liked these stickers from Pink Fresh Studio. There were some shapes on here, so I ended up pulling in a circle with a sentiment, and I'm going to pull in a triangle, and it just added a little bit more shape and also got some words on the page. I will add my journaling. I don't think I add it in this video, but you'll see it in the final pictures at the very end of this video. I did add some journaling strips that I printed out from my computer just underneath my right-hand photo. So now I'm just pulling out these Maggie Holmes puffy stickers and adding some hearts and some little sentiments and kind of finishing up the page here. I am going to pull out a rainbow die cut, and I'm going to put that in between my frames, and it's going to span the 2 pages. So I'm going to cut it down the middle and then adhere it on the 2 pages. And so once I get this rainbow on the page, I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my date on that label. And then I'm going to go in with just a regular journaling pen and add a little bit of ink around the borders. I don't think it was really necessary, but as I was putting this page together, I think I just felt like it needed a little bit more ink. Probably because when I added the date stamp, that added a little bit of black to the left page, and I felt like I needed to balance it out, just adding some black ink to other areas on the page. So you'll see me kind of draw those in, and then that will complete this page. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll give this a try, especially if you haven't done something like this before. I think it's a really fun way to kind of change up your layout and how you do a background. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye!